Hello there, me again, just chilling in the car in a parking lot. So much fun waiting on somebody. Yay. Oh wow. I don't know. I was wondering if I should tell the story or not. I guess I will. So over the weekend, I went out with some friends and family to a bar. They just wanted to step out for a second and have a drink and listen to some music. So I went with them. And of course, bars and stuff, they change ownership quite often. And I don't know what it originally was, but it did have like a weird layout. Like they had like, the L-shaped bar, well, technically a whatever rectangle, and then like closer to the door they had what continued to be like a bar section. It was so weird, and like security sat there. So yeah, like a lot of the stools and chairs had been moved. So our party, it was like what, 3 or 4 of us just sitting down. And so I was standing by my sister, and I do have lots of sciatic back pain, and it's hard. It is, hard for me to stand up, especially on my right leg, ever since my car accident. So there had been people sitting over towards the end of the bar, and they had got up and left, and they took their drinks with them. So I just wanted a stool to sit in because my leg was starting to hurt, obviously. And it was a back stool. There were some that didn't have a back on them. So I was just like, trying to move it so I could sit down. So security came over to me, and he like made a big show of how I couldn't move the stool here, and physically picked it up and removed it and moved it back to where it was, and just left me standing there, and then went back and sat down on his stool. And I tell you, like, these people in this world are straight assholes. Like, I'm sorry, but I feel like a lot can like barely do their job, and what they choose to do is not even like right. You're not saving anybody, and you're not a hero. So I'm like, okay, thanks. Well, I guess I'll just continue to stand here with my leg hurting and my back hurting. And I was like, I was gonna I usually, a lot of places I go to, I review. I always use, nice reviews of places. The service is good. The customer service is good. I'm just like, really? Now you make me want to like leave a review. So I'm just like typing something out to myself on my phone. This guy came by and was staring at me. And he comes up like 5 minutes later with a stool, talking about, oh, you can sit in this stool. See why you can sit in this stool, because it doesn't have a back in it. And I'm just looking at him like, you already made a spectacle of yourself. You took a situation, like that's literally all you had. Like I told him, I was like, do you see now that was all you had to do? Instead of making a big to-do and explaining why, like, this back stool couldn't be here, you could have just brought a non-backed one over, because there were plenty of them around. They were just farther away, and you were even sitting on yourself, and he had an extra one by him. I'm like, that's all you had to do. Like, people go out of their way to be rude and nasty for no reason, and then now you want a pat on the back because you brought a stool over 5 minutes later. I told him, like, you were completely unnecessary. Like, you don't get a pat on the back for being an asshole. And then after realizing it, trying to correct it, like, no, being asshole is not part of your job. I was just like, yeah, you already ruined it. You showed your colors. Like, it doesn't even matter. I was like, that's not even necessary. Because in this world, wherever we work at, whatever our job is, our customer service part of the job is not, it's to find a solution. That's why, when you interview and stuff, they're always, how do you go out of your way to find a solution to an issue, not how you can point out the issue and how someone is in the wrong. It's how you can rectify it. And that's, I mean, that's why the world is in the state that it's in, because we have a plethora of people like that who want to go out of their way to show how superior they are, or how they know more than you, or whatever the authority they have. They want to show you this is it and you're in the wrong, and rub your nose in it. Don't you know you're not supposed to do that? But what could you do to fix the issue? All I wanted to do was sit down and alleviate the pull of gravity on my spine. So thank you for not being very helpful and going out of your way to put me down. It was really unnecessary, but I just thought I'd share that because that was actually on my mind. It just happened like, what's today, Monday? Saturday night? Yeah. And I was just thinking, right, and then when you think like people like that, I'm like, I bet, how many people do you interact with on a daily basis that you treat like that for no reason? Right? Oh, wow. Enough of my rant. Until next time. Bye.